The topic of the evacuation of 1,000 Gazan women and children by the World Health Organization for urgent medical care can have profound psychological effects on various groups of people. Let's explore the psychological factors likely affecting the victims, their families, emergency responders, the country, and global viewers. 1. Psychological factors affecting victims. Trauma and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Women and children in conflict zones are at high risk of experiencing trauma. The constant exposure to violence, destruction, and uncertainty can lead to long-term PTSD. Symptoms include nightmares, flashbacks, anxiety, hypervigilance, and emotional numbness. Separation anxiety. Evacuating victims, especially children, away from familiar surroundings and loved ones can trigger separation anxiety, exacerbating stress, fear, and confusion. Survivor's guilt. Those who are evacuated might experience guilt for being saved while others remain in danger, contributing to feelings of helplessness or unworthiness. Loss of sense of security. Forced displacement and medical emergencies can shatter any sense of security or stability, leading to ongoing feelings of fear, helplessness, and confusion. 2. Psychological impact on families of the victims. Acute stress and anxiety. Families of those who are injured or sick will likely experience intense anxiety about their loved ones' survival and well-being, particularly due to the uncertain outcomes of their medical treatment. Fear of losing loved ones. For families in conflict zones, the constant fear of losing loved ones to injury, illness, or death compounds stress and can lead to depressive symptoms and prolonged grief. Powerlessness and helplessness. Families left behind, especially parents of the children being evacuated, may feel powerless to help or protect their children, creating a sense of helplessness. Resilience under strain. Many families in such crises have developed resilience, but repeated exposure to violence, displacement, and separation can strain their emotional and psychological resources. 2. Psychological effects on emergency responders. Secondary traumatic stress, STS, compassion fatigue. Emergency responders working in such environments are at risk of developing STS, experiencing emotional and psychological distress due to exposure to others' trauma. Compassion fatigue is common as they repeatedly witness suffering. Burnout. The high demand of their work, often in dangerous conditions, can lead to burnout, with symptoms including exhaustion, irritability, detachment, and reduced effectiveness in their roles. Moral injury. Responders might experience moral injury when their ability to act in line with their moral or ethical beliefs is compromised, for instance, when they cannot save all victims or are forced to prioritize care in life-threatening situations. Survivor guilt. Emergency responders may also suffer from survivor guilt, especially if they survive when others do not, or if they feel they haven't done enough to help everyone in need. 3. Psychological impact on Gaza and surrounding areas. Widespread collective trauma. The ongoing conflict in Gaza creates a pervasive sense of collective trauma. People across the country experience a shared sense of suffering, loss, and despair, which can affect societal cohesion and mental health. Desensitization and numbness. As violence continues, many individuals may become desensitized or emotionally numb to protect themselves from the overwhelming pain of repeated trauma. Intergenerational trauma. The impact of conflict and evacuation extends across generations. As children and young adults are affected by the traumas of their parents and communities, this may manifest in future mental health problems. National grief and mourning. The entire population may be in a state of prolonged mourning, not just for individual losses, but for the continued destruction of their communities, homes, and way of life. The psychological impact of the evacuation of 1,000 Gazan women and children is profound and wide-reaching. It affects the immediate victims and their families, as well as the responders, the country, and even global viewers. Understanding these effects is crucial for providing the necessary emotional support and long-term care for those affected by such crises. While we can't always be on the ground to help, staying informed, advocating for peace, and supporting relief efforts can make a real difference. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more discussions on global issues and their far-reaching effects. Stay informed, stay compassionate, and let's work together towards a more peaceful future.